Luxair Jets is excited to announce the new, most convenient way to fly nonstop from Lexington to historic Saratoga Springs throughout the racing meet. We are now offering exclusive group packages on our luxurious private jets. Each package offers a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you can share with your friends, family, or business partners. Call for pricing and availability.
We'll kick off this edition of the Saratoga Report, brought to you by Luxair Jets, by talking about a couple of noteworthy performances on Wednesday's card. We're going to start with Catholic Boy, the winner of the With Anticipation stake. Big late run, Catholic Boy coming up off a maiden win at Gulfstream Park for trainer Jonathan Thomas. Jonathan Thomas, one of the good guys in the business, an up-and-coming trainer, former assistant for Todd Pletcher. He's now training out of Ocala, Florida. If you note his percentage for the year, he's about 30%, and that went up today with the victory of Catholic Boy at 12-1 in a very wide-open edition of the With Anticipation. One horse to keep an eye on next time is Untamed Domain for trainer Graham Motion. He was either unprepared or just hesitated at the start, broke poorly, gave away several lengths at the start, circled the field very wide into the stretch. Tough to win with that kind of trip over these turf courses here right now. And he came on and put in a big effort to finish third behind Catholic Boy. So a tip of the hat, the winner of today's With Anticipation Stakes for trainer Jonathan Thomas. Also Mr. Crow for trainer Todd Pletcher. People were wondering if he could repeat that monster maiden win for which he got a 109 buyer figure earlier in the meet. Well, he certainly did, even though he came out with front wraps on today that had a few people concerned. He did not change leads through the stretch, but he was still just way too good for the competition. Ran off and hid for a second time in a row. Not sure if he's going to get another 109 buyer for the effort, but probably triple digits again after running 7 furlongs in 122. The feature race on Thursday's card, the P.G. Johnson Stakes. It's the Philly edition of the With Anticipation. A small field. It's actually a never win 2. 6 of the 7 have broke their maidens. The seventh member of the field, still a maiden. Orbulution is probably the horse to beat for Star Lady Stable, coming off a earlier win on the turf. She's trained well on the grass, and trainer Todd Pletcher might have the favorite for sure, and maybe the winner in Orbulution. Also, the noteworthy in there, Mentality for trainer Wesley Ward. You rarely see a Wesley Ward horse go to post, a Wesley Ward 2-year-old that is, go to post without blinkers. Even though this horse won the first time with blinkers on, for whatever reason, Wesley's taken the blinkers off, or at least that's what it said in my raising for him. So no blinkers for Mentality tomorrow. Breaks from the rail will be a pace presence. Blinkers or no blinkers throughout. They drew Saturday's Woodward card today. Hard to believe, 2 5-horse fields in the 2 Grade 1 races. Not hard to believe in the Woodward with Gunrunner in there, although there was going to be a 6th horse. The stewards, though, wound up disallowing the entry of Maybe for Luch Racing Stable. He called the stewards, said he was going to declare him as a rabbit, figuring they would couple him with War Story. He ran a rabbit, Cautious Giant, in the Whitney earlier in the meet for War Story. Was going to do the same thing here. They were not coupled then. He was figuring they would couple him here, but the stewards just used their discretion and disallowed the entry of Maybe, who was re-entered in another race, an allowance race on the card, a very good allowance race. It will also feature the return of Gift Box. Also, only 5 2-year-old fillies in the spinaway, but 4 of them are very, very good, including the likely favorite for Todd Pletcher, Pure Silver, who's 3 for 3 and won the Adirondack, and 3 other very impressive maiden breakers. So that's something to look forward to here, Saturday's Woodward card, as we head into the final weekend of the Saratoga meet. Some additional news also. Irad Ortiz Jr. was suspended, given a handed down a 5-day suspension by the stewards for his ride on Significant Form. You remember that horse was disqualified in the last race out of a monster effort, winning effort on Sunday. Rightly so. I think they made the right call there. They gave Irad Ortiz Jr. 5 days for careless riding. He's appealed those days, so it will not affect his status here throughout the remainder of the meet. And the remainder of the meet now is 5 days to go, 5 days left on what has been a spectacular meet, spectacular weather. Hopefully it'll hold up to the end, and hopefully you'll be here right to the end to watch our last few editions of the Saratoga Report and read about everything that happens through the final few days of the Saratoga meeting in DRF, and watch it right here on DRF.com.